Do you remember that saying that pride comes before a fall? Well, let's just say I took a tumble this week and I saw it coming from a mile away. That's right, I gained weight this week. But here's the kicker, I knew it was going to happen, right? It wasn't a surprise. The fact that I gained weight was not a surprise, okay? And so in this episode, we're going to be diving deep into what happened, why it happened, and most importantly, how we're going to use this setback as a setup for an epic comeback. Because I know that there may be some of you who have challenges too. You know, it's not always a straight line, this journey. So this week, we're going to be talking about how to use those setbacks as a setup for an epic comeback. Hello, bold, brave, and beautiful. Bold, brave, and brilliant ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Zepbound Journey with Ange. If you are new to my channel, I want to officially welcome you. It's so nice to have you here. My name is Angela Durant. My friends call me Ange, and you can too. This is my 18th week. I can't believe it's been 18 weeks. 18th week on Zepbound. This channel, for those of you who are new, this channel is for you if you're someone who is considering weight loss medication. Maybe you're considering weight loss surgery and or weight loss medication. If you're on Zepbound, Wegovy, if you're taking Saxenda or Mounjaro, or you're on Ozempic, and you're somebody who's looking to learn, you're looking for a community, or you're looking for support on your journey, then you, my friends, are in the right place. We are a community of kind, caring, compassionate people who are focused on improving our health and wellness and supporting one another. So this is not a place for you if you're judgmental, right? But it is a place for you if you're kind and compassionate. All are welcome, right? So if this resonates with you, then please take a moment. I want you to take a moment to like and to subscribe to our channel. And if you really like it, please share it with others so that other people can find us. We're a small channel, but we're growing. And I want to thank all of you who have already subscribed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And if you do subscribe to this episode, please put in the comments that you subscribe, because I'd like to thank you. I answer pretty much every single comment. I do my best to do that. And so please let me know that you subscribe so that I can welcome you officially. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And we're growing. So I've been on Zepbound for 18 weeks. It's hard to believe that it's already been 18 weeks. It's going so fast. But I'm somebody who has struggled with her weight pretty much all of my life. I was 7 years old when the battle began with weight. And just so you know, like, I come from a family that has Southern roots, right? We are very hospitable people. We're very kind, and we feed you, right? And on our family, food always represented comfort, right? It represented love and comfort. And so at my highest weight, I was 331 pounds. I'm only 5'2.5". I started Zepbound back in February after trying all these other things, right? I've had 2 bariatric surgeries. I had the lap band and I had gastric bypass surgery. I've gone to Overeaters Anonymous. I've been on Weight Watchers. I don't even know how many times, at least 7 times. I've done LA weight loss. I've, like, you name it, I've done it. And those failures really, got up, tried again. And if you know this journey, let me know in the chat, in the comments. But that journey brought me here to try this cutting edge medication called Zepbound. And Zepbound is made by Eli Lilly. It's a terzepatide. So it has a dual agent, and it's been really great for me. I really appreciated what it can do for me. And so when I started back in February of 2024, I weighed 296 pounds. Before Zepbound, I was on Ozempic for a few months and I lost about 19 pounds. It wasn't as powerful, as effective for me. And then when I was trying to get insurance to cover it, my insurance would cover Saxenda, which is also made by Novo Nordisk. Ozempic is made by Novo Nordisk. Wegovy is made by Novo Nordisk. And so is Saxenda, which didn't really help me a lot. But what I will tell you, it did help me do, it helped me not gain. I didn't really lose any weight on Saxenda, but it helped me maintain my weight. But again, I didn't really lose anything on that. And then I started on Zepbound. I'm currently on the 12.5 milligrams of Zepbound, and Zepbound goes from 2.5 to 5 to 10 to 7.5 to 10 to 12.5, and 15 is the highest. I'm on 12.5 milligrams of Zepbound, okay? And I started at 5. I didn't start at 2.5 because my doctor knew that I could tolerate it from taking all the other medications. Today I weighed in at 253 pounds, which gives me a total weight loss of 43 pounds. Now you might be saying, but Ange, that's what you weighed the last time. That's not a gain. That's not a weight gain. Well, let me just tell you. If you've been following me for a while, you know, because you know what my weight was. But what I want to tell you is that I actually did gain. I gained 3 pounds since the last time I posted. I gained 3 pounds. I went up to 256 on the scale, and over the week I dropped the weight with my diet and getting myself back on track, doing the things that I needed to do. Over the week I lost that weight, but it should have been like an additional 6 pounds lost versus additional 3 pounds lost versus staying stagnant, staying at 253. Okay. I weighed 3 more pounds, and I was like, oh no. Right. And so this week, I didn't do what I needed to do, like coming out of last week, I was all excited. Pride comes before a fall. I was like, oh, I got this. Oh, losing weight for me on Zepbound, no problem. I got this. This is easy. I'm not even hungry. That hungry beast, that food noise that we talk about was on a leash, I thought, right? But I tempted fate, right? I tempted fate. And we're going to talk about that. But, what I was doing was, I skipped workouts. I skipped my workouts. I wasn't doing what I needed to do, period. Right. I didn't do the things that I know to do, that we all know to do. I skipped my workouts. I indulged in some not so healthy choices. Right. I think when I was doing the live, my friend was here. There was a food truck. I don't know if I mentioned it in the live or not, but there was a food truck parked outside my building. And they had cheesesteaks. And my friend, she was waiting for me. While she was waiting for me, she was listening to my live. She went downstairs and got her a cheesesteak and brought me a cheesesteak and fries back. Right. I'm a Philly girl, so we're all about our cheesesteaks here. But I know what I'm supposed to be on and what I'm not supposed to be, indulging in. And I let my routine slip. And guess what? When you let your routine slip, guess what happens? The scale noticed, right? The scale is not, my one friend says, that scale is a liar. I got 2 scales and they both lie. They both tell lies, right? My scale is not a liar. It's telling the truth. And it captured that weight. It captured the weight for sure. And so, but here's the thing. I'm not here to hide my mistakes, right? Or lessons that I learned, or to pretend that everything's perfect, right? Everything is not always perfect. It's not a straight line. And that's really not being what I always preach about being. It's really not being bold, brave, and brilliant. That's not what bold, brave, and brilliant is about. It's about owning our choices It's about owning our choices, good and bad, and learning from them, right? I really wouldn't say it's a failure. I would say we fall down, we get back up. The good thing is that we learn the lesson. We learn the lesson, right? We don't keep repeating the same thing. We learn the lesson. And we know, and I know when I go off track, when I overindulge, there are consequences that come with all of our decisions, good and bad, right? So are you ready for some raw honesty and a game plan to help you get back on track if if you're having the same challenges that I had, summertime, there are lots of cookouts, there's graduations and weddings, there are all the things, it's life, right? Or maybe you're doing great, like you don't have any challenges, but you want to avoid the mistakes that I made. You want to just learn ahead of time. Because some people, you could just tell them, they can learn the lesson. Okay, I learned it, I got it. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to me. For me, sometimes I have to experience. I got to fall down and bump my head to learn that lesson. But I learn it, right? I learn it. So before we jump in, I have 2 announcements I want to make and a thank you I want to give you. The first is the thank you. I want to thank all of you in the community for your support around swimming and being in a bathing suit in public, right? Being in a bathing suit in public. Many of you know that I was very challenged with that was a fear of mine, and that I was very uncomfortable being not covered up and being at a pool, right? I didn't want anybody to see me. And so because of that, I was missing out on swimming. Like, it's been a scorcher here across the country. It's a heat wave, and I have a beautiful pool right there, but I wasn't getting into it because I didn't want anybody to see me. So with your support and encouragement, I just took a baby step. I didn't go all the way in, but I took a baby step. And I want to show you, asked my husband, I said, can you please take a picture of me at the pool? Can you take a picture so I can share with my community that I'm taking steps? I'm being brave. I'm being bold, brave, and brilliant. And this is me at the pool. And I have my bathing suit on, and it came with a cover-up, a long cover-up. So that made me feel more comfortable. But I wanted to share with you that this community is really great. This community is wonderful, and the support that we give each other. And I'm not perfect. I'm one girl on a journey. I'm not a doctor. I'm one girl. This is just my experience going through life with, battling the disease of obesity. And this week, I went like knee deep. I didn't dive in, but I went knee deep into the water. And I was very proud of myself because I was like, okay, baby steps, Ange, baby steps. At least you're out at the pool, enjoying it. And my husband was there with me. So it was really great. So I wanted to share that with you. That not perfect, but little by little, we're getting there. Okay. And then the other announcement I want to make is that the retreat is still open. So if there's somebody that wants to come and you're like, oh man, I must have missed it. You haven't missed it yet. We would love to have you. I will put the details in the show notes in the description, so you can click on that, book your retreat, and I will see you. We're like 4 months away or 4 weeks away, right? It's coming soon. And it's going to be amazing. And I cannot wait to meet you in person. There's some wonderful women that are coming. We've got a lineup of great speakers and activities for all of us. And it's just going to be chill, relax, let your hair down, and get to know one another from our community. It's private, it's closed, it's just for our community. So I want to let you know that too. And then the only other thing that I wanted to share with you, I always like to share my numbers with you so you know what's happening as far as, let me see if I can pull it up for you. As far as for those of you who are interested, and I know it's not for everybody. I know everybody's like, I'm not even trying to go on YouTube, but many of you have a story that will inspire so many people, right? You have a story that you're sitting on. One of the clients in the intensive said, I know I'm sitting on my story. And I really want to share this with other people because I want to help them on their journey. And so if that's you and you're interested in that, we're running a beta right now. So you can be one of the first to help me put the program together. We've got it all outlined, but the people in the beta are giving me feedback. We're tweaking it to make it really great for everybody else who's coming after you who wants to start their YouTube channel. So whether you already have a YouTube channel, but you haven't, been consistent with it, or you need help, or you haven't started at all, you're starting from scratch, but you want to create a YouTube channel, I wanted to share with you that that's something that is available to you. And all you have to do is email me. Email me at Angela@BeBrilliantMovement.com. Angela@BeBrilliantMovement.com. I'll put the show notes, put in the show notes there. And I was really successful in monetizing my channel with YouTube, becoming a partner with YouTube in only 45 days. Only 45. I was shocked, but I took notes along the way. I recorded everything that I did, and I'm sharing with you everything that I did to get my channel to that point. And I just want to point out here how important your message is, and how your message has the power of reaching so many people. So since February, and this is when my channel started, since February, I've been able to reach, we've had views of over 101,000 people, 101,000 views for the channel. We've had over 14,000 watch hours. People have been watching it for hours and hours. It's fantastic. We have over 2,000. We're still a small channel, but we have over 2,000 subscribers. Thank you to all of you who subscribed. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And we have some revenue in there. So it's $816.95, which is not a ton of money. You might make more, you might make less, but many of you are paying out of pocket for your medication. And that's one way that I thought, oh, well, if my insurance doesn't cover it, maybe that's one way that I can supplement the cost of my insurance. So I just wanted to share that with you, give you an update. I think I was like $600 or $700 the last time, but it's over $800 now. And I just wanted to show you what's available. So if you're interested in that, and I know it's not for everybody, but if you are interested in that, don't hesitate to reach out to me by emailing me at Angela@BeBrilliantMovement.com, and I'll put the notes in there. All right, so let's get back to the episode, okay? Those are the announcements I wanted to make sure that you knew. Let's go ahead and dive in. What I wanted to do is capture the 5 biggest mistakes that I made in this last week, right? So the first mistake that I made was I failed to plan. Because if you remember earlier in my journey, I went to Boston. I flew to Boston. And in that week for that conference, I gained 6 pounds. Right? I gained 6 pounds because there's food there for you. I didn't plan. I was like, oh, I'll be able to find some high protein. I'll be fine. And I was up late, and I was just grabbing what was there, or whatever restaurant was open the latest. And it wasn't good for me because, I gained weight, right? I went on that trip, and going on a trip for me is a slippery slope. So now I know, I need to plan for that. The second mistake that I made was I didn't exercise. I did not. I cannot tell a lie. I didn't exercise. And before I was doing pretty good, right? I didn't exercise. And I think I'm secretly hating on all of y'all who can lose weight and not exercise. My good friend, Kristen from 100 Pounds Down, if you guys haven't subscribed to her channel, please subscribe. She lost over 107 pounds and did not exercise. Right? She did not exercise. She does a whole show just on that. But I'm not her, right? We're all different, and we're all going on a different journey, right? And at the end of the day, the combination that works for me is that I have to include exercise. This medication is a tool for me. It is a tool that helps me to achieve the weight loss goals that I have and to fight obesity. But it can't work alone, right? It needs help. And what my program has to include is exercise. Mistake number 3 that I made. I wasn't getting in enough protein. And if I don't eat well, I will suffer the side effects, right? If I don't eat well, I will suffer the side effects. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm always on here like, oh no, I'm doing good. Oh no, I don't have any side effects. I just have these little itchy bumps from time to time. But other than that, I don't have any gastrointestinal issues for the most part. Well, last weekend, I went to my husband's college, his undergrad reunion, and there was food everywhere, right? There were all these different options for food. I felt like every cocktail party, anything that they're entertaining us, there was something. There was always something to grab, to nibble on. And it wasn't good for me. And I was like, what's going on with my tummy? Oh no, what's going on? So all the things, all the common things like constipation, diarrhea, all of that, I experienced that last week. Why? Because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, right? I wasn't, and drinking water. I had a sip of water. I had a sip of water here and there, but I was not drinking my water like I was supposed to, right? So I wasn't doing the things that I was supposed to. And that's the fourth thing, not drinking enough water. You don't want to be constipated. For me, as long as I eat well, my nutrition is good, and I have the water that I'm supposed to have, I don't have to worry about constipation, right? But when I was away last weekend, that was not the case. I was just doing all the things, right? I was just having a ball and threw caution to the wind, right? Like pride comes before a fall. I was like, I'm good. I got this under wrap. No, hun. You got to follow, the guidelines, right? And the fifth mistake that I made was I avoided the scale. I avoided the scale for a few days versus facing the truth sooner to get back on track and being accountable for myself. I think I was even talking to you guys like, I haven't got no scale yet. I knew that scale was up, because how could it not be? I ain't done it doing any of the things I was supposed to do. How could it not be? I knew that scale was going to be telling me the truth, but I didn't get on it. I was like, okay, let me work out. Let me drink water now. Let me go. Cause I know, the scale can be cruel when you don't do what you're supposed to do. And so, but I needed to do that. I needed to weigh myself and say, okay, this is what it is. Now, what are you going to do to fix it? Right? What are you going to do to change that? So I want to know from you guys, what do you do to get yourself back on track? Have you had just a straight incline on your weight loss journey, or have you had some ups and downs? At the end of the day, I know that this is a journey, right? I know that every week might not be perfect. I may not have a huge weight loss every week. I may have some weeks where I gain, right? And I'm okay with that, because it is life. There is life. However, we should also learn from the lessons, right? We should not have to keep bumping our head 15 times, right? We should learn from the lessons and know your body, what you respond to well. So those are the 5 mistakes that I made. So what I did right, let me just tell you what I did right. I came home and I got back on my plan, right? I came home. I might not have got on the scale, but I did get back on my plan. The second thing that I feel like I did right was taking accountability for my choices and sharing it with you, right? Not hiding anything, right? I'm fully transparent. For those of you who've been a part of my journey, that, I'm very transparent with all of you. And it's a journey. It's a journey. In order for me to reach my health goals, my health and wellness goals, it does not require perfection. It doesn't require perfection for me, and it won't require perfection for you. You don't have to be perfect to get to the goal that you have, okay? And the third thing that I did right is that I put that bathing suit on, right? And I went to the pool, right? I did something for myself. I advocated for myself to overcome the fear that I had. Just put my legs in so far, but I did do something courageous to overcome the kind of the shame of being a bigger person, right? On this journey, saying, I want to enjoy sitting at the pool with everybody else. It's summertime, right? And it's hot, and I want the opportunity to do that. So that was something that I did in advocating for myself. Even if I didn't feed myself well with the food and the nutrition was off last week, I did do something to advocate for myself, right? So if this content has added value to you, if you're like, oh, I'm right there with you, Ange, this really resonates, please like and subscribe to the channel. It would really help our little channel grow. And I would appreciate it so much. So if you can, and it also helps other people find us, helps other people find our channel. So it would really be helpful, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then, so to do a quick recap, I'll just do a recap of the lessons that I learned from the mistakes that I made. One was I need to plan when traveling. Traveling is what will take me off the rails, right? It'll derail me when I'm traveling. 2, I need to exercise. My doctor said 150 minutes a week. She's like, I don't really care. I want you to do strength training. That would be preferred. But if you're just going to walk 150 minutes a week, right? We already know all the things, right? We already know, but I didn't do it, right? I knew, but I didn't do it, okay? The third lesson I learned was that my nutrition needs to be on point. Protein first, or I'm going to suffer the side effects. I'm going to suffer, right? If my nutrition is not on point. Does it have to be perfect? No, it doesn't have to be perfect. But you can't go away to a reunion. I love cheese. I was eating a whole lot of cheese, right? Eating cheese. They got these little slider desserts, like, they come in like a little shot glass. They had all the things, right? And eating a cheesesteak, right? So those things are not on the plan, right? They're not on the plan. So my nutrition has to be on point. Number 4, I already know, and you know, that we have to drink our water. Like, I have to drink more water, right? And then lesson 5 that I learned was that I need to own my success, or the lessons, by facing the truth sooner, getting myself back on track, holding myself accountable. Like, you did these things, so now you gotta pay the piper, right? But getting yourself back on track when you fall off. We're gonna fall off, right? We're human. We're gonna fall down. We get back up again. But really getting back on track sooner, quicker, faster, so that we can, put the scale back in our favor, right? So I'm even for the week. I'm even because I was able to get myself back on track and like shut it down, right? I've been drinking my protein drinks. I'm drinking my water. I'm getting out in the sun. I'm getting some fresh air. I'm moving, right? I'm eating a lot of protein. So that helped me drop those 3 pounds, but it would not have been pretty had I not course corrected, right? Had I not course corrected. And I think to myself, wow, how much further would I be ahead had I stayed on track? But I can't dwell on that because we are where we are and we're all moving in the right direction. So those were the lessons that I learned. I welcome, and with this food noise, the other thing I want to mention is the food noise. I don't want to give myself a lot of sugar and stuff that my body has kind of weaned itself off of, because I don't want the beast to return. And when I talk about the beast, I'm talking about food noise, that head hunger. And I really want to keep that beast on a leash, and the medication helps me do that. So in closing, I want to welcome your comments, your questions. So please feel free to ask me anything around the weight loss journey that you'd like. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anybody who's been here a long time, that I try to respond to every single one of the comments. I'm doing my best. We're growing, but I'm doing my best. So thank you all. And thank you for all of your support around the whole bathing suit issue in public. I know so many people who could relate to that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it helped me dip my toe in the pool. Baby steps, got my knees. I was knee deep in it. And then hopefully, I'll be doing the backstroke, the front stroke freestyle and all that soon. Don't forget to sign up for the retreat. Just a last reminder, because the doors are going to be closing soon for that. And I really want you to be in the room with us if you want to come. If you want to come, don't hesitate. Reach out to me. Call me if you need to talk to me about figuring out arrangements. It's just one day. So if you really want to come, there's still time. But you need to act fast so that we know that we can account for you. And then also, if you need help with setting up your YouTube channel, again, we monetize our channel in 45 days, which I'm hearing is really fast for a lot of people. And we're here to help you. So just email me and I will call you and we'll kind of talk that whole thing through. All right. And my email address is angela@bebrilliantmovement.com. All right. As always, thank you for tuning in. And I want you to go out there. I want you to be bold, because it takes boldness to step into this, new life on a GLP-1 medication. It's a cutting edge medication. You are at the forefront of it. You are, advocating for yourself, and that takes boldness. I want you to be brave, because it takes courage. It takes courage to go to the swimming pool and get in, right? It takes courage to raise your hand and say, I need help. I need help. I'm suffering from the disease of obesity. And, I want to be on a GLP-1 medication to help me, as a tool to help me get my health and wellness back. It takes courage to do that. And I want you to be brilliant, because you are brilliant, and people are watching you. They're watching your journey. They're watching you shrink. They're watching your eyes come back to life. They're watching all of the things. And you will inspire them. You will give other people a reason to advocate for themselves, right? You all are leaders in this journey, right? And I'd love to see you build your own community where you support people in a special way, and the only way that you can do it, where other people can't do it, right? So thank you so much for joining. I'll give you a quick body shot before we close out. This dress is a little snug around the belly, but I'll show you what this looks like. My chair, show you what I'm looking like. Got to hold that belly in. This is what I'm looking like right now. This is what I'm looking like. I don't have on any undergarments, but I could probably use some. But this is what I'm looking like. And little by little, right? Little by little, we're doing the thing. So go out there, be bold, be brave, be brilliant, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.